And we're back. People deluded, I'm back again. Don't worry, people. You're probably wondering where Jess is. It's not half past yet. She will be here. I was just excited. I thought, let me warm up the crowd and whatnot, man, before, the main event gets here. The boss lady she is. Make sure you're following Jess, aka She Knows Arsenal. Big up you lot. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. And importantly, how are we feeling about Liverpool, man? It's Liverpool tonight, man. Arsenal, Liverpool. We know what happened with City dropping points against Brighton. Yeah, man, it's been a great 24 hours. Even Thomas Frank with the Arsenal Cup and all those things. Actually, just before I've gone live, I've seen we've been linked with Mark Gurhey. So, when she's here, we'll go over a lot of stuff. But there's a couple of things we can go over in the meantime, man. Getting the juices flowing, getting you lot ready, people. Told you Brighton got something for City. Hopefully they lose every game possible. Getting nervous, channel them nerves, man. Yes, DG. Let's get a clean sheet tonight. I can't lie. 3 points business first. I'd love a clean sheet, perfect performance, all of that kind of stuff. But we need to grab those 3 points first, and then everything else is secondary. As Rob has said, big up Rob and Boy, by the way. Like, subscribe, get the notifications on, hype videos, share content, comment in the chat/comments, join the channel, pushing for 75k and ultimately 100. Hopefully we can get to 75 before the end of 2026. Now, first thing we'll kick off with, apparently, Mikel Arteta has been nominated for Premier League Manager of the Month for December, his 4th nomination of the season. Whenever, I'm sure Amarim won it. That month should have went to Arteta, but it is what it is. David Raya gets 2 nominations for PL Save of the Month. What are these 2? Okay, so his fingertip against Brentford, which was cold, and Brighton. He's got to win that then. He's got to win that. It's David Raya against David Raya. Big up Thomas Frank. I'm sure you lot all saw the cup. You all knew I was going to come and do shithousery. As Bakayo said, we deserve more Arsenal fans. I hope we never leave him. This is why shame on you lot that have been attacking this guy, man. He has scored in each of his last 3 Premier League home games against Liverpool. No players ever scored in 4 consecutive home games. Well, he's going to do that. And we're unbeaten at home. Our home form is immaculate. It must continue. What is this? Odegaard has spoken on Liverpool and his teammates, people. What has he said? I know that the atmosphere is going to be brilliant again tonight. They are the ones you really look forward to. It's always special to have these evening games at home against the big clubs. We'll be ready. And I know all of you inside the stadium will be ready too. We can still remember the disappointment from losing late on against Liverpool at Anfield earlier in the season. It was a tough one to take at that stage of the season, but the only thing you can do is move on and make sure you learn from it. We've been really consistent and strong in our performances since then, and now we have the chance to beat them at home and get 3 points. We know they're a really good team, even if they haven't always performed this year like they did last year. Their squad is full of quality players. They're all very good on the ball. So it's going to be another big test for us. Let's make sure we're ready for it and carry on like we played against Aston Villa in our last match here. Raise it, people. Raise it. Bring your shin. If you're going to the Emirates, take your shin pads, take your boots. Make sure the atmosphere is immaculate, people. Which I don't think I disagree with this. That was a performance against a team that is always tough to play against. We spoke beforehand about using the opportunity we had to play them again so soon after they beat us. We wanted to go on the pitch and show how much we wanted to win, and we did that, especially in the second half. It was good to follow it up at Bournemouth on Saturday with another strong performance. We came back well, especially given the way we started the game and then the way we gave the goal away. For Gabby as well, it's tough to start a game like that. For him personally to come back into the game in the way he did, and for the team generally, was massive. The way Gabby bounced back to get his goal so soon after the mistake sums up his character. He was so competitive. He always wants to win, wants to do his best every single time for the team. Mistakes are part of the game, facts, and especially for guys at the back and goalkeepers. When they make a mistake, it's normally more visible. All credit to Gabby to just bounce back to get his goal and put on a strong performance and help the team win is brilliant. That's how you have to react. I saw that Leandro Trossard was one player of the month for December, and he really deserves it. He's a top player. I don't want to say he's underrated because all of us here know what he can do. But on the outside, I get the feeling he can go under the radar a bit sometimes. But he's always performing. He's so competitive. He wants to win at everything. Even when we played a board game. Anyone heard of Parchis on the bus? He's desperate to win. Anyone heard of that? I ain't never seen that game before. You can see that on the pitch as well. He's always fighting for every ball, and he produces a lot of goals and assists, big moments. He's always there. He's a top player for the team. It's important to have characters like him. Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1 is my prediction. Trossard, Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes with a goal. I don't know for Liverpool who scores, and I don't really care, people. After tonight, we have 4 away games in 4 competitions. So let's leave the Emirates temporarily. with a high, which we're all looking forward to. We want to be fighting on all fronts, to be honest, though. That doesn't change our mindset. We want to win every game. We're used to traveling and we know the schedule. It's just about being focused, to be really good at recovery, treating the body and treating the mind. Let's take this period coming up as another test for us as a group and as a team. It's always a good challenge. Anyone disagree with anything the gaffer said there? What the captain, apologies. What have we got here? Declan Rice has said, I'm loving it. I can only take every game as it comes, but when I'm going on the pitch, I'm full of confidence at the moment, full of energy. At the start of the season, I realized myself that I probably wasn't at my best, but this was 2 or 3 games in, and obviously you've got a full season to go. So I wasn't worried. I knew I'd pick it back up. I like how he's confident. And apparently he's picked up a driving band, unfortunately, as well, people, where Declan Rice is concerned. Also, big up Mikel Arteta. As mentioned, he's been nominated for Manager of the Month for this month, people. Scrolling all the way down, what has he said? The good thing is with the manager, he knows when to put the knife in me just to give me a nudge. He knows how to get the best out of me. I love to listen. I love to take it all in. I've just gone and the games are coming so thick and fast. So I'm trying to play consistently well. Every season I think to myself, how can you level up again? How can you go again and show why Arsenal brought you in? This is a club where there's fierce competition and nothing is ever guaranteed. So you need to be able to be on it every single day and every single week just to keep your place. Go to the quotation marks rather than read that. We're in a good position. We're in because we have amazing players. We have an incredible manager. We have a team that are fully buying into what the manager wants. And we're going out on the pitch at the moment and things are falling in place. There's no better feeling than winning football matches. It can either make your weekend or break it. You go home and you're deflated, or you go home and you're buzzing. And that's what the training ground has been since the start of the season. There's been a real good vibe and a real good energy around the place. Fair enough. What else has he said? We need the Emirates. It's a massive game. We need the Emirates to be on it again. We're unbeaten at home. We need to go out there and give it everything we've got. The energy needs to be right. We need to transmit that energy on the pitch, give them the right reason to cheer and to push us on. It's one game at a time. It's just another one down off the Christmas schedule. And hopefully we can get another win and keep pushing. Don't think anybody's going to disagree with what Mr. Declan Rice there has said, people. So, yeah, man. And he's also said, apparently, we all know as a group what it means. I think it's been 22 years since Arsenal last won the Premier League. We know the stature of it and what it means to everyone here and it's the hardest competition to win. It's 38 games, so it's tough. Every week you've got to be bang on it. So to be able to do that, if we can do that, will obviously be a dream come true, not only for me, but for the whole team. It would put us in a different bracket, which would obviously be incredible. But there's still a long way to go. 18 games. We're going to give it everything we've got. It's all about having that confidence and that belief that we fully have. Fair enough, people. And to be honest, I make Mikel Arteta right. He's urged fans not to compare his team to the Invincibles despite our run. I don't think it's an age thing. I think there's a certain caliber of football fan, Arsenal fan, that's doing better than the Invincibles, and that everyone can see you got more points. They're nowhere near the Invincibles. They're not in that same history bracket. The way they do that is trophies. We've got a good team, good manager, we've got a good platform. We're a good team. It's now about to becoming a great team. The great teams are on the right side of those fine margins, where in the last 3 years we've been quite good, but more often than not, we haven't got over the line. So we need to do that. We've got a lot to discuss with Jess, people, as well. So I'm trying to leave things, but apparently we've also been linked with a move for Mark Gurhey. We'll go over that in depth in a sec when she's here, people, but let me know your thoughts on if you'd bring Mark Gurhey to the football club. Unfortunately, Arsenal are looking into accusations of racist abuse towards the linesman Akil Hawson during our 4-1 win against Aston Villa, which is this guy. I've actually met him, at an SJA Awards event. He's also the first black official in the Premier League for 15 years since Rennie's departure in 2008. I don't need to tell you lot why that's not acceptable, but it is going to be the case, people. So, yeah, when Jess is here, we're going to go over everything. But, yeah, what are you lot saying in the comments, man? What are you lot saying in the comments? How you lot feeling? Get your questions in. Oh, she's here. We have to give her a proper introduction. So, 1 sec. People deluded, I'm back again. Jess is in the building. How you doing, my friend? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I want to ask this first off, and address the elephant in the room. Are you nervous about tonight?
Probably not as nervous as I should be, but A little, but not really. I don't know. I'm not really that nervous.
I didn't answer my question at all. A little, but not really. Like, I kind of
No.
understand where you're coming from, but like, surely we got to win. I mean, we're unbeaten from home. Liverpool, I know form goes out the window, but we're unbeaten from at home. Liverpool's form's a mess. You've seen City dropping points. Like, I'm going to ask you this, yeah. If we beat Liverpool today, is that done? Like, do you believe we're doing this? We're winning the league?
My math, which is not great math, by the way, is that if we're like, I don't know, 9 points ahead of them, I do think that it's like, all right, I think that's a good gap. 8 points is not 9 points though, so we have to get there. But yeah, I think we'd be in a really good position. I still think it's early, but my goal would be to at least get to a point where the Etihad game doesn't feel like do or die.
Everyone keeps saying that, and I make you look right. I want it to be do or die though, but everyone I've done streams with said has said what you just said.
No, I mean, I don't want it to get to the point where we get to the game at the Etihad and it's like, yeah, well, if we beat, you have to come to the Etihad, and I kind of want it to be like, well, even if we lost there, we'd still have a good gap. So beating Liverpool today would go a long way to making that happen. And we've had opportunities recent. I wouldn't say it's super recent, but like Sunderland, maybe even like Chelsea, where we had these games where we could have maybe widened the gap and we dropped these points. Those weren't the easiest games, and neither is Liverpool, but we have a great record at home. Liverpool are not in form. And so I think we do at some point need to take one of these opportunities where they've dropped points before us. Like, we literally need to go out there and win it. 8 points, especially since Liverpool is probably one of the last teams you'd think of. Like, if I'm a City fan, I'm thinking about all the teams that could potentially beat Arsenal. Liverpool is one of those teams. And then psychologically for the players, could it be, I know these are professionals, but well, if Liverpool can't take points off of them, then who is going to at this point? Everybody's seen our record and also our remaining fixtures in terms of where we have to go away. We've done a lot of the hard work already. So I think psychologically beating Liverpool and City knowing we're not going to play them again, they, at that point, I feel like they would be like, oh shit, we might be in trouble. So this is a big game, but in terms of feeling nervous, it's more like, I know we can do this. Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
You mentioned something there, yeah, and I make you right, but I want to kind of touch on the psychological factor. Obviously, Arsenal players, no matter what Declan Rice wants to say, I know they watched Man City, they're watching City same way they're watching us. We know exactly where they stand. We know exactly why we need to win. Obviously, after this game, we're not going to be at the Emirates for a minute. We're playing in other competitions. Do you feel like, knowing the City result yesterday, do you think that puts more pressure on Arsenal players? Or better yet, do you think the Arsenal players psychologically are putting more pressure on themselves in that regards? Because we know the outside noise and the conversations that are going to be said.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. I think that they'll feel pressure because playing for Arsenal and needing to win the league is pressure. So I think naturally it's there. They're watching City. I think us playing first in some of these last couple of games has gotten into City's head. So why wouldn't it get into our heads a little bit? It's just about putting those nerves aside and just performing the way that you can. It's not an insurmountable thing. We've beaten Bayern at home already this season. We can beat Liverpool at home. We just have to put our best foot forward. So I don't think it's about not feeling pressure. I think people go into things thinking like, well, but pressure is always going to be there. It's about how you manage it. I don't know if we've always managed it well, but I think we can today, and I don't know 100% what's going on with Liverpool, and if for real, like Ekitike is out, but you have
I don't believe a damn word they're saying.
I don't either, but in the off chance that there's no Ekitike and no Salah, you gotta be beating them. You gotta be beating them. You have to.
What do you make of this? Because I do think there's an element of, it might not be indirectly overestimating ourselves and underestimating Liverpool, but I do think there's sections of fans. Again, you can be confident, think we can turn them over, but I think they're acting like Liverpool's easy. Like, do you think some fans, or there's an element of underestimating Liverpool?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think so. I think that naturally, like, we our fan base does this all the time where it's like, I don't know if we have to like psych ourselves up, or we always see all the frailties in the opposition, but by no means is Liverpool an easy game. And saying like, oh, we're going to win it, I don't think that's necessarily not taking into account how difficult this team is to play. But I think sometimes like it's okay to feel confident in your own team. And sometimes feeling confident in your own team, it's not mutually exclusive for rating Liverpool, you know? And I think that's how people see it. They're like, oh, so you think you're going to beat us? Da, da, da. It's like, well, yes, I think you're good, but I also think
everything's white and black.
Well. Yeah, exactly. So
it's scary, man. It's a weird one, man. It's an absolute weird one, because I do feel we should be confident. I do feel we should want to win. I'm not necessarily looking at the league. Everybody knows you win. We got some, our form continues. We're winning games and whatnot. I'm just looking at revenge because we lost to them away from home. We're unbeaten at the Emirates. We should want revenge and just simply put our best foot forward. Like the fans are going to be rocking. The players are going to be rocking. These are the games you kind of want to be up for. And obviously, we are going to drop points at some point this season, as is City and everybody else. So while you've got an opportunity before City potentially go on that crazy run, give yourself some breathing room, essentially, man. That's where I'm at. I've got to ask you, though, Jess. I mean, not this with Mikel Arteta. Did you see Szoboszlai's comments?
I did.
What'd you make of them?
I kind of just thought, like, this is just like the usual pre-Arsenal big game nonsense where the journalist goes out there and says something that we're not even saying.
Make something where there's not.
And then now everybody's, oh, Arsenal fans think they've won it already. Szoboszlai is so right. I mean, we are playing the champions and the season is not over yet. But you said, like, the journalist said that. We didn't say that. So it is what it is. They do this before every one of our big games, try to get some big soundbite. But I guess my question for Szoboszlai and Virgil van Dijk that have all these smoky kind of quotes before the game is, where was that for Leeds? No smoky talks for Leeds. No smoky talks for when you went to, City and they blamed you 3-0. Like, where was the smoky talks then? So it's just always trying to get some quote before an Arsenal game to like, yeah. But like, fuck that.
We run the internet, man. You don't speak on Arsenal or Arsenal Football Club. For a team that is labelled bottlers, ain't won a Premier League in however many years, there's surely a lot of speaking. For what it's worth, I think it's one where I don't make him wrong. I think you said it there. It's like the media are trying to make sound bites where they're not. He's absolutely right. They're not playing the champions. We are. So they want to be up for it. Again, when your backs are up against the wall, you want to obviously come out fighting. And if I'm honest with you, it's not that, like, in form, we're in a completely different hemisphere, but we're not invincible, and neither are Liverpool. I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel about our games at the Emirates, or just our games of recent? Because as much as we can do the whole we should be winning stuff, sometimes we've had some great first halves, not put the ball in the back of the net, had a great period in the second, and then obviously we've been kind of living dangerously. I guess we've been making a couple of games harder than it needs to be. Is that a concern against a team like Liverpool, who does have a reluctance to die? Like, they're on a never say never thing.
I mean, it's a concern against any team. Our inability to put together a full 90, of a good performance or a performance anywhere near our best is a concern against anyone, So I don't really think about just Liverpool. It's a concern against anyone. So I think at some point we need to put together a full 90, and today would be the best day to do it, because Aston Villa is probably our best performance of the season by a lot of people in the Premier Leagues. Like,
it's up there. That or Newcastle, give or take, for me.
But even Newcastle, like, was it was sticky, so is there
come back from a goal down?
100%. So it's kind of like, yeah, at some point we need to put together a full 90 and not make it difficult for ourselves. If we create a lot of chances in that first half, those they need to go into the back of the net, because if the shoe is on the other foot, Liverpool would put us to the sword. So yeah, we need to be a lot better in front of goal. And I feel like that's my main concern about us, is that sometimes it takes us too long to get that first goal. We make it nervy, that kind of thing. So hopefully Big Gabby gets that initial opening up the game goal for us, and then we can go on from there. Because that's what it seems to take. That's what it seems.
Shouldn't you have confidence in that, Jess, though? Because the last couple of games we have had our shooting boots. Or is the case study not big enough yet?
I don't think the case study is big enough. I need to see a little bit more than just we've been creating more chances, but it really wasn't until the Villa game where we were feeling good. And then we turned around and went to Bournemouth, and yes, we scored 3 goals. Thank you, Declan Rice and Big Gabby. But I think we need more consistent, like what I'm looking for is that run from 23-24, that where everything is clicking, almost our first chance goes into the back of the net and we just open them up from there. I still think we have some ways to go form-wise.
I don't make you wrong. And I wanted to ask you something, because Shabozla is one thing, but Jeremy Doku, he said on Arsenal potentially extending their lead to 8 points. We don't care. Look at today. We're disappointed at just the game. We're really not looking at the table. 8 points is fair play to them, Arsenal, but we really don't care. We just look at ourselves and trying to win games. And in the end, we'll see where we are. Do you take much stock in that? Or like, does that sound defeative? How do you interpret that?
No, I mean, I feel like at some point I heard Saka say something similar, like, when we were behind, like, oh, we're just looking at ourselves, we're not looking at the table. That's just like the copy and paste ChatGPT line that everybody uses when they're behind in a title race. Like, why would you sit there and say, oh, we're watching Arsenal and we're scared and we're nervous? And God, you have a lot of tabs up.
Mate, how am I gonna speak about everything? They're all for you, I was warming up the crowd, and they're all things we can go over. Like, is that the thanks I get for making sure we have a great show? It's
just a lot.
Trying to be prepared, Jess.
It's a lot. Okay, that's all.
I've actually cut them down. They're all needed.
Oh, how do you even see everything? I don't know. But yeah, it's just the ChatGPT kind of line. They're not going to say anything different. They're not going to say we're watching Arsenal and we're nervous. So. Yeah, we just have to focus on ourselves as well. I'm hoping that they're seeing the opportunities and knowing like this is a good opportunity, but not letting that the weight of that opportunity make them crumble, almost make them excited, because it's like, if we win today, we're 8 points clear, not, oh my gosh, we need to get this. We need to do this. That's all I'm looking for.
I got to ask you, Jess, and I'm sure I've asked you this before. I'm sure you've been asked. You might have even asked the question yourself. Is this the biggest game of the season?
How many biggest games of the season have we had? Like, every game is the biggest game of the season, I feel like.
Yep.
They were, the way that they pumped up that Villa game, just, oh my gosh, I'm maybe sick. Maybe, but in the grand scheme, like, okay, so if we don't win, we're either 5 or 6 points ahead. There'll be another big game. Then it'll be the United game, so every game is the biggest game of the season until we win it. That's how I think of it. This is a massive game, but I've heard this about 6 times now.
Biggest you're going to hear it about 7. I saw a question and I thought it was a great way to kind of break this up. Somebody said, big up Theo Gunner, what is the toughest away fixture in the next 2 months? What would you put it down to? In the next 2 months?
It really depends on like the spread of our game.
It depends on the context and that.
Yeah, like where are we going? What did we do before that? Because that always comes into play, I feel. But, like looking kind of could be
Chelsea away, Inter. I mean, it's not like Chelsea in the Premier League. Obviously, I want to win that. You know what? Forest away is horrible, They're fighting for their lives.
Maybe like Leeds.
Leeds is horrible.
Yeah, because
they're
in like
North London derby.
They're in like a little bit of form. Brentford are also in good form right now.
Keith Andrews doing his thing, man.
Yeah. So all of those are tough. They're tough because even Bournemouth, they had not won a game in like 11 games. And somehow that was a really tough game for us. So there are no easy games. Obviously, I learned my lesson when I was like, well, Sunderland, I will never say there's an easy away game or a game that we should be like excited to go to because it'll be easier. So every game is hard. Every single one.
You're right. Actually, you know what? Since you said that tab comment, I can't find the one I wanted to ask you, man.
Because you got all them tabs open.
Yeah, I had an order. There we go. Before I ask you about this injury stuff, what's your starting 11 for today?
My starting 11. Are all of them fit?
I don't even know with Calafiori, Mascara, and Havertz, man. He said, to be fair, I think he said Mascara and Havertz won't be available. Calafiori the same, but you never know with this guy. Like, he'll make you believe they're not available.
Damn, I thought Kai was gonna be there today, or Calafiori.
I think he might. I think one of the two might. I think I'd rule out Mascara. I think one of them might in some capacity.
Okay, so just Timber, Araya, Timber, Twin Towers, Kala, thinking that he's fit. If not,
if he's not fit, are you going Hincapié or Marvelous Kelly?
Yeah, I'm going Hincapié, yeah. Cool, the midfield, Rice, Zibi, Odi, Trossard, Saka, and Gyökeres, I guess. You know, because I know he's not going to start Jesus. And even watching Jesus against Bournemouth, I was like, oh yeah, he came back, and it's been a year. You know,
he looks like someone that's been out for a minute. Like I've been trying to bang that point onto fans, if I'm honest, and just calm down a bit. Yeah. Would you start Havertz? If Havertz is medically signed off to be in the squad, would you start him?
Another one that's been out for a year? Probably not. You know, he probably needs, you know, maybe that Portsmouth game or something like that that would be a good game to get him back in, you know. But as much as Gyökeres is not impressing me and is struggling a little bit, I feel like just stick with him. But what I remember away at Liverpool, he really struggled against Van Dijk and Konate, and he's kind of struggled against any athletic pair of center backs.
That's what makes me want Jesus to potentially start, because who said it? I think it was Kenny Ken. Yeah. That does happen. Like, when they've got a chaotic kind of striker like Gabriel Jesus, they do struggle. When you've got a traditional striker, that's kind of food and drink for them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it may just be the case that we're bringing in, you know, Jesus maybe at the 60th minute or something, because Gyökeres is just ineffective. But
I'm backing him to back today, man.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with the Gyökeres thing. I'm just like, it is what it is. Somebody else will be fit and ready to go soon. I don't know.
You're losing patience with the guy, man. Keep the faith.
I don't know. I mean, do you see any improvement? Because I feel like I'm not seeing that much improvement. Am I just not seeing
the same old shit, man? I do think his last two games were not the worst of the games in an Arsenal shirt. That being said, obviously all we're interested in his goals. I do think it's bordering on to scapegoating. You know, when you're talking, we're in the gutter, innit? Like, we got to support Gyökeres, but we're in the gutter, innit? Like, when you're talking about how hard a striker works, occupying the centre half, pulling out wide, these are all valid things he does, and I respect that. But we wanted goals, because if that is the case, there's nothing that separates you, Gabriel Jesus, Marino, or Kai, because you can all do that. What kind of at we're at? I wanted to ask you as well, how are you feeling about Eze, man? Because I do feel people are starting to get at Arteta. Oh my God, Eze's been gone for the last 3-4 games. What's going on? He can't even get minutes against Bournemouth.
I mean, what do you guys expect? I don't get this. Like, I genuinely do not understand why this fan base makes problems that do not exist. There is no problem.
Brand new with depth, man. We're not new to this.
He's played so many games. Like, he's played so many minutes, and then I think Arteta lost a little bit of faith in him after the Aston Villa game.
Do you really think the minutes thing with Arteta's washing? Because I hear it, but it sounds a bit like cappuccino.
Well, I don't think he's going to sit there. I mean, but Arteta didn't just say the minutes. He also said he has some things that he's done well and things that he needs to work on. So that's not the only reason why he's I feel like without saying it, he said what we all know. He needs to work on the defensive side of the game.
And we want more from him.
Yeah, and you're always going to be up against it when the two positions that you play in have two players in it that they're not bums. Arsenal fans, Odegaard and Trossard are not bums. Yeah, they're not bums. It's like, just because most people in this fan base have an affinity towards Eze. We love him down, you know, but that does not mean the players that he's going to replace are just these bums that are not going to come back into their positions or play well or fight for it, you know? So, and I said this the other day, I'm like, if you want playing time and you got to fight somebody for a position, the last person you want to fight up against is Trossard, because he don't play. Like, Trossard,
he's our player of the season in the attacking ranks right now.
Yeah, nobody believes in Trossard more than Trossard. You know, so he showed that last season when he scored that goal against Villa away from home and he did that celebration. He's not letting that position go lightly. So next time Eze gets an opportunity, he needs to show something probably that Arteta's not seeing. But we also are winning all the games that he's not playing.
And that's the main thing.
It's kind of like, I just think it's because the people that are in those positions are people that people don't have some sort of agenda against. So they're like, but Eze, we have a problem. And then the media latch onto it as well, because when nothing negative is going on with Arsenal, they have to find something. So they're like, what's going on with Nwaneri?
We said this last week. That's why we need Gyökeres to score goals, because they started doing the whole Jesus Gyökeres thing. You're right.
Yeah, it's like the Ethan thing. It's like he has to find a loan. Arteta's mismanaging him. He's mismanaging Eze. Did he go to the wrong club? Can we calm down for like 5 seconds?
And like the main thing you said there, we're winning games. If we were inconsistent doing what Chelsea and United are doing, then I could say, well, why is Odegaard playing? What's going on with Nwaneri? Where's Eze? Reality is Eze's been good. He's had a lot of minutes. He will get his chance. There's a lot of game time. If Odegaard's form was inconsistent, then that's one thing. But the captain has taken his chances in the last 3 games, so 4 games even. So that rules out playing in that role. Left wing, as you said eloquently, Jess, that's Trossard's thing. You're not playing. It's as simple as that. And that goes for everyone. Everybody wants to cry about this depth. Oh, we need 2 of every position. Until it's the players you like or don't like and they're playing, there's issues. But do you think Eze is in trouble, though? Like, do you think he's in trouble, or he'll start against Portsmouth and whatnot?
I don't think Eze is in trouble. I just think that, like, you know, we just need to wait. And there's plenty of games to go. I think people are forgetting we're in 4 competitions and some of them are starting back up. We went through a period of time where it was kind of just the Premier League, and I think that's where the anxiety is coming from.
Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday. We've got 3 games, quick and fast.
He's going to play some games, and, you know, he's going to have his time. I just think we need to, like, relax a little bit, you know, and also think about the game and what the game requires. I think because we have this anxiety around, yeah, but if we don't push for the 3rd goal, then we'll concede and this and that. So you need to bring on attackers. But sometimes I think Arteta stands on the sideline and thinks, do we need to manage this, or do we actually need to go for the goal? And if he doesn't feel like we need to go for the goal, like, probably one of our worst players to see out a game would probably be Eze.
He'll be up there.
Yeah, so you wouldn't bring him in games like that. People are like, we needed to bring him in the Everton game. Were we watching the same game? We're only 1-0 up, and we didn't look comfy. You guys
Sunderland and Bournemouth as well. No, sorry, not Sunderland. Bournemouth, definitely Bournemouth. We were holding on, and to be fair, I think Arteta more takes that conservative approach away from home. I know he brought on Eze against Liverpool, but at the Emirates, like what you said, whether we need to, because people forget, attack is a form of defense. It don't mean just fly forward and be stupid. You look at the City game where he came off the bench and did quite well. Obviously, got the assist. You know, that's when Arteta's kind of in his bag. He's on the feeding off the energy levels of the Emirates and whatnot. You make a name for yourself. You mentioned Trossard. Trossard was a bench boy. I hate to say that, and it's disrespectful to him, but unfortunately, he was a rotationary option. He has made that spot his own. He can't be dropped. There'll be an opportunity for Eze, man. There will be. I wanted to ask you as well, Jess, like, just by looking at Arsenal and Liverpool, where do you think the game's won and lost? Like, what's the areas of concern for us and also them? Like, positions of strength? Like, where's your headspace at tactically?
I think with them, like, they definitely have a weakness at the back. And I feel like they're just not really solid back there the way that they've been in the past. They just are leaking goals that they wouldn't normally leak. And I think they're struggling still to find some sort of consistency up front. They are missing Salah. I know that they were like, oh shit, fuck Salah, da da da. Sometimes Salah really does come up with big goals for you guys, and you don't really have that. So there's that. But I do think, you know, there's a thing with Arsenal right now too, where we're not necessarily keeping a lot of clean sheets either. You know, so I wouldn't say that we're
game management has to be spot on today.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's what it is too. It's like, it's more game management. It's the late goals and then the brain fart that, like, Gabriel had that make me like, okay, we need to be a lot more careful. So game management probably hasn't been our best quality over the last couple of months, or let's say weeks, and our inability to take our chances, I feel, managing counterattacks as well. I still feel like they try to lean onto that sometimes, like if they're feeling some type of way. Think about the way Slot played. Really, I feel like he played a little stiff, like at Anfield when we played against them in the first game or the second or whatever game of the season.
He only won that because, credit to him, they were more proactive than Arteta. I think Arteta was too conservative. I say this to you all the time. That goal we conceded pisses me off. Take nothing away from Shabazz Weldy. Don't think we'll concede a better goal than that this season, right? But it was more like smelling and feeling the temperature. You could, I remember that game. You could see a lot of our players were knackered. You could see Zubamendi was kind of needing to be subbed. Obviously, we've given away the free kick.
Yeah,
I think that's my manager to be spot on today, and obviously the players.
Yeah, that's where I think it's kind of like, if he was like that at home, how do you think he's going to be at the Emirates? You know, they were the champions on the second day of the season at their spot, and they were a little timid, you know, for the first like 70 minutes. They really weren't like, they were trying, but like not the way that we know Liverpool to really go for it. So I would imagine that they're probably going to sit in a little bit today and maybe try to hit us on the counter. Yeah, because the game that they play when they have more possession, where they're trying to pop it around people, they don't have that game locked in, but they probably have that fall back, kick it long and run. Now, who are they kicking it to? I don't know.
I think Hugo Ekitike will be there, man. I just think Slot's a liar like Arteta, man. I think he's just chatting ish. To be fair, they've got they've got good attackers that will score. It's a weird one because form does go out the window, but we're in a bit better moment. I won't say we've got more to lose because obviously if they lose, they're making it harder to mathematically try and retain the Premier League or get top 4. Obviously for us, it's a big opportunity to make ground on City. For me though, I agree with you. I think and we say this all the time, just when we're streaming. Sometimes we're our best friends, and a lot of the times we're our own worst enemy. When you're looking at conceding late goals, not taking advantage in the first half, in different periods in the game, that's where we need to obviously improve. But I look at their defense, I make you right. It's not that their defense is bad players. If Bradley's out there, he's a good player, but he's learning his trade. Frimpong's only scares me if he's near my box. We should be asking questions. That centre-half pairing can be dragged apart. Kirkes is a shadow of his former self. Alisson is only at the mercy of those in front. Their midfield is good, but it's not a functioning unit like ours. The only place that scares me is their attack, and nobody knows what their attack is going to be, which is quite nervy. Do you think subs will play a big part today? Like impactors or whatever?
Yeah, I think that, you know, if it ends up being a more cagier game or we're trying to break them down and we cannot, then of course the subs are going to come into play. I think then you have to bring in different types of qualities. That's where you probably want to get a Gyökeres off and bring on a Jesus, somebody that can maybe dribble, do a little jink, you know, that kind of thing, or even maybe Eze, because he's really good at those things too. Subs are going to, and subs, like you said already, subs played a big role in the first game. They brought in Curtis Jones. They started getting on to us a little bit. You know, Zubamendi started getting a little bit like lost in the game because Curtis Jones was popping up behind him where like the players before weren't popping up in that position. He ripped somebody down, boom, goal. And we took way too long to make changes. So I think when we make changes, if we need to, and who we bring in and who they bring in can make a difference. So Arteta's obviously he's always a big part, but I think when you manage big games like this, the manager's decisions tend to be in the major focus, and I hope he gets them right today.
Let me ask you a question. Would you start Saka or Madueke? Because I only asked that, Jess, because some of the fans on my channel, big up the DG Nation, make sure you're subscribed to Jess as well. Can't imagine you're not. They're saying, oh, nah, Saka's form's been dead, man. Madueke, to be fair, he did have from what I can remember, I'm sure he had a good game at the Emirates. Saka's my guy. I remember the last time I had you here, you're saying, you know what, you're getting paid the big bucks. You're not playing poorly, but we need you to up it. Where are you at with that? And where are you at with Saka going into today? Because I'm with him till the wheels fall off, man.
Well, I mean, he was technically rested against Bournemouth. We brought him on later, but he was rested, and so was Trossard, which I think is significant. But what I will say is that I don't necessarily feel like he's at his best anywhere near it, and we need more from him. That being said, this is a game against Liverpool. I'm going to start him. I think where Madueke maybe falls a little bit short is his end product, and we can't risk that. You know, I think, I just don't think we can risk having somebody out there that I love Madueke, and he does a lot in terms of, you know, his little shimmy shake, get past, shake and bake.
I fuck with Madueke, man.
I think he's
like
done
you said,
well.
It's a numbers thing soon, man.
Yeah, we need we need to score. If it came down to it and we got an opportunity in the first 5 minutes of the game and it fell to Saka or Madueke, I'd rather it to fall to Saka, if that makes sense. So go with your big players on the big day, but Madueke, be ready. Whoever's on the bench, be ready, because we might need you. We probably will, but of course you go with Saka in the big games. Let's be serious for 5 seconds. Like when I was saying, rotate, I was saying in like the smaller games.
Moments like this where you can play the big dogs.
Yeah, not games against Liverpool. Be serious, guys. Like, come
on. I'm starting to get a bit nervous, just man. Like I'm ready for this. Like I wish the game was on right now. I don't know, man. I genuinely think midfield, I'm quite comfortable. Defensively, I'm comfortable. I just asked my team, I don't know if you're going to manage the game in the way I need you, and you've got to take your chances. Like that's the main thing. Take your chances today. Like if you had to give a prediction, what would you say?
I think it's going to be like 2-1.
I'm going to go 3-1 for the culture, but I'll make you right, to be fair.
Yeah, and we owe them, because I think they snuck past us last season. I think they got lucky that we had injuries,
man,
and got the draw. And we really should have won that game. I remember thinking at the end, I was like, if we win that game, things could have been different, because we would have taken points off of them. That we owe them. We owe them, and we usually do play well against them at our spot, like recently.
Yeah.
It's just a matter if we put our chances in the back of the net. Every time that we actually score and do what we need to do, we pretty much win. But when we dilly-dally, that's how you get the FA Cup result where they leave with 2-0 and we're like, damn, didn't we have like 20 chances? So put your chances away.
I remember the FA Cup game against Liverpool where that summed it up. Like and against United, where we had a lot of possession, enjoying ourselves, but we didn't score. What do you make of this? Question, Jess. DG thinks, and I agree, that the only thing that can derail us is us. Do you agree?
Yeah. We're our own worst enemy. We're not in a position where we're like such an underdog where we're going to need like a whole bunch of help and a lot of luck. If we play the way we're supposed to, we will win the league. We will. Like, there's nothing that we don't have. We obviously don't have like the 20 goal season striker, but we have goals in the team. We have defensive solidity. We have depth. We have experience, or more experience now than we did before. There's no reason why it's just about us. It's always been about us, but even more this time, because if we don't win it this time, it's just because of us. Like, that's it.
Where do we go from there? If we don't win the Premier League, where do we go?
We can't even think that.
I know, but I like to ask people questions. I think listen, let's just keep working hard. They almost got me. Let's just keep working hard, moving game by game.
You're nervous. The
stars are aligning. But no, do you know what it is? It's the more this goes on, the more serious I get. And also, like the last couple of game weeks, better yet, have been amazing. And just teams in general. City are dropping points. Man United are going down the toilet. And it's a madness where their next manager is. City is dead. Spurs, there's no point even involving them. But Semenyo's doing them up. And their managers are using the Arsenal Cups and whatnot. And we're just doing what needs to be done. People thought, oh my God, let's get the hate-alongs for Everton. They're gonna lose to Everton. Didn't happen. Villa didn't happen. Bournemouth didn't happen. Yeah. Boys, we're doing well. And do you know what the thing that makes me most nervous, Jess, but also most confident? If I had to put a grade on like how I think we are at this moment, I think it's a 6 out of 10. I think we can go up so many gears, and that gives me confidence. But there's 5 months left, man.
It's long. And then you add the other competitions, and that will inevitably have its own storyline to it. Because if we get far in the Champions League, we're going to expect to win that. When we play against Chelsea in a week or so, we're going to be expecting that, so there's a long way to go. And I see like Josh's question, like, is there any way to calm down the fans? And I'm like, no.
Did you see preseason? No.
There's no way.
We win, we're amazing. We lose, we're the worst thing in the world. Forget it, man.
Exactly. So at this point, it's just, we ride at dawn. There's nothing we really can do about it now. The train has left the station. We just have to see where we end up. I don't know what to tell y'all.
You got a question as well, Jess, man. Jess, what's the best reply Arteta, us fans, could give to Liverpool for them dressing Arteta as a bridesmaid?
Not responding and only responding on the pitch. Like,
just win the games, bro.
fuck them. Like, I just feel like the best response is to win the game and move on. I don't think the fans need to turn up with, a slot, banner or anything like that. That's not really our style. I know that we don't like to do the classical, but do your talking on the pitch. It is what
Simple
it
as
is.
that. Like, just do your talking on the pitch, and it's just. I'm not being funny. I know you could say it's classless and that. It's banter. They don't like us. We're not supposed to be like. I'm not gonna lie. Arsenal fans, this is coming from a place of love. Some of you love too much external validation, whether it's the ones that want to call everything shit so they're seen as real and whatnot, or it's the ones that bite at everything that the media does, especially when you clearly know they're being dishonest about us, to the point where I know there's some Arsenal fans out there saying, yeah, we're going to win the league, we're going to do this. But the way they're moving, like Arsenal fans are saying it's a foregone conclusion. Stop biting. Just win every game that we can. When we lose, audit. When we win, audit. Hopefully in May 2026, we've won the title. It's as simple as that. Jess, though, I have done you dirty, Jess, because we are speaking about Liverpool. I didn't even ask you anything to do with Bournemouth. Like, talk to me about Bournemouth. Completely forgot about that game. I done you dirty, man.
It was just the weirdest game.
Madness.
It was so random. But honestly, like games against Bournemouth recently, probably since the Reece Nelson goal game, have been weird. We go there. Yeah, it's weird. And at home, it's weird. I think we lost to them on a long throw last season at home. Like, it's just been weird, So yeah, I did not like the fact that Semenyo played. I took offense to that. I thought you basically signed him. You fucking scumbag. You have a double agent out there, and I'm glad he was tipping around like he was scared that move wasn't going to happen if he got injured. Good. Because that pissed me off. But listen, Gabriel had a moment. We need to make sure those moments don't happen.
It ain't happened in years.
Yeah,
don't do it again.
Yeah, we need to make sure that those are very few and far between, but he made up for it pretty quickly. Declan Rice, I said this on Mo's show, and I'll say it again, that he asked me if we win anything, who will be our player of the season, and I said Declan Rice, and I'm standing by that. There's just...
Let me go one bigger than that. Go on, because I want to go one bigger than that. Go on.
There's just something about Declan Rice that just, to me, it's just there. It's just the thing. When we need to win it, we didn't beat City until we got him in the team. I know maybe it's like, oh, we just got better, but I just think, no, you just had a player in there that just makes a difference.
Colossus.
All of our big games have gotten better since we've had him in the team, to be honest.
Yeah, it's only Martinelli that used to turn up in the big games, man. You're right.
Yeah, he's a big player doing big things, and he's coming up with big goals, and those types of performances, it's just Bournemouth, people, it's just Bournemouth. But if you do that enough times across the season, you look back and you'll think about all the times that Declan Rice just pulled us a little bit further or pushed us a little bit closer to where we want to be. So that was basically a Declan Rice game, and he's coming back off of a knee injury. He does the Gerrard celebration, which just absolutely chapped.
That scared everyone. Like, hey, we've been praying for that knee, bro. Like, relax them.
So, yeah, I think that was basically the story of the games. Some kid, Krupi, scored, I thought, a really good goal. I know some people thought Raya could have done better. I just thought he hit the shit out of it. He also scored again.
A good goal yesterday as well.
Exactly.
I want him at our club.
I think he's one of the best teenagers in the world right now, or something like that.
Bring him to the carpet, man.
Yeah, so we made a mistake. They scored a banger, and Declan Rice rose it. That's pretty much all Bournemouth really was to me. I mean, what did you think of it? Did you have any big takeaways from the game?
I mean, you summed it up right. Declan Rice is just Declan Rice. If he's not scoring, he's making last-ditch tackles. He's standing up to be counted, taking set pieces, will play anywhere required. I just think he's absolutely amazing. Another thing I would say is, we said the last time you was here was that we know Odegaard's quality and cool. 1-2 games you've done well. We need a body of work. You're doing what needs to be done. Zubimendi, I think he was absolutely mustard. I was impressed with Madueke. I think, decision making can be a bit better, but there are certain things he does that I prefer over Saka, if that makes sense. I do think you're a bit more pleasing to watch, but Saka's obviously more effective. And to be fair, when Saka came on the pitch, I think him and Odegaard and all them players did quite well. I think Gyökeres, it weren't your worst game, but like we touched on earlier, it's still the same kind of thing. Still conceding some idiot goals, if I'm honest with you. I know Kripke's goal was a banger.
Yeah.
Magalhaes mistakes happen, but I still think I feel almost every time you've been on my platform or if I've been on yours this season, we've kind of been saying that. So it maybe we're chatting shit, or maybe there's something there. Other than that, Saliba, I can't lie. I think Saliba has been the last couple games. He's just kind of been going under the radar, innit? Like he's really impressed me, if I'm completely honest. I did want to ask you about Rice, yeah. We know what it means to Arsenal. Like, we know he's world class and all of that. Do you think he could win not Arsenal's player of the season, Premier League player of the season? Like, whether we win the Prem or not. Obviously, I know that's a big factor, but I'm struggling to find a better performer in the Premier League, barring Haaland with his 19 goals, give or take, than Mr. Rice.
Yeah, I think it'll come down to who wins the league. I think if we win the league, it has to be Declan Rice. It will be. I just know it. I know it in my soul that he will be the biggest difference maker. And he should, because we spent 100 million on him. Let's be serious. He was not cheap.
He is cheap. We look at what we got for 100 million quid. We owe West Ham some more bread.
That too. Yeah. So
we owe them so much more.
Yeah, but I mean,
you're right. No,
if the worst happens, then it won't be him. It'll be Haaland because he's scoring crazy. But yeah, the sky is the limit, for Declan. I think he could do many, many, many things, so we will be there. We will be there.
How do you think Arteta approaches? Obviously, we know Liverpool, you got to play the strongest team, right? But you've got Chelsea on Wednesday. You've obviously got Portsmouth. You've obviously got Liverpool today. How are you feeling about how Mikel Arteta manages the squad and all of those kind of things moving forward? And I know I'm skipping ahead of Portsmouth, yeah, but like, do you actually want him to go strong against Chelsea on Wednesday as well?
Yeah, I do. I think he needs to use the squad now. Like, we're getting players back at the right time. And this is the tough thing about Mikel's job right now is it's very layered. He has to keep winning games, keep pace, keep us in 4 competitions while managing players coming back, players going out, players needing minutes. Like, it's just a lot going on. So he needs to manage that as best as he possibly can. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. And so, yeah, Portsmouth, you rotate. That's where you can see your Ethans and fuck it, Marley Salmon, all them. Fuck it. Throw them in there. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, championship side, Marley Salmon, God damn, Matt Salmon, go do your thing.
You must, because you're not going to get this many opportunities to have a game where you can really rotate, and you'll have your big boys on the bench to make it right if something goes wrong, but you must. Then, with the Chelsea game, you could probably rotate ever so slightly, but you still need to go with a strong squad, so I don't know. It's just, he needs to figure that out, but finding Jesus minutes, finding Kai minutes as he comes back, he just has to figure it out, but we can rotate and put out strong squads at the same time. So that's the beauty of having a strong squad. So we can do it. But the one thing that I'm looking at that's scaring the shit out of me is this weird cycle that we have going on with Ben White and Timber.
What do you mean by that? For those that have been living under a rock.
My anxiety around Timber is at like a 9. Like, I'm so scared that he's going to go down because I also think that Ben White is trying to get up to speed. And there's, you know what I mean? I'm just nervous about it because I don't think we're as strong without Timber going into bigger games, especially like Champions League.
100%.
So, and it's just unfortunate because the other person that could have played there also has been out for 6 to 8 weeks in Mascara. So finding that needs to be looked at. I think we really need to look at that and figure out the best way to manage Timber so we can have the best of him. And that's why we should hijack this fucking Gahey move. I'm sorry.
We're going to get onto that. Don't spoil it. Why do you think there's bare tabs, Jess? Come on. Anyways, we'll get onto that. Jess is sabotaging the thing. But some people have been saying this in the chat, yeah. Like Josh has said, do you worry about the manager's cowardly approach like Anfield today? Dia said, do you agree being conservative away isn't the same as the home game? Will Arteta go for the win if need be? So I think they're both saying similar but different things. It's like, do you feel Mikel Arteta's approach is as vital as the player's performance? How he approaches this kind of game? Is that like the factor?
Oh, absolutely. I think in the past, maybe we've been a little critical, and I think rightly so, that in title races, especially against the big teams, we've won a lot of games, but we've also drawn some games where we've it felt like we took the draw instead of going for the win. Like he'd rather make sure that he had that 1 point instead of going for the 3. And I don't know that we can afford to do that right now. I think, yeah, you could take the point and there'd be 6 points ahead, but it's like,
yeah, but a point wouldn't be that bad today.
It
you wouldn't take a point if you was offered it right now. In no context, you wouldn't take it.
No, I want the win because I feel like we can and we should. You know, I
so you're offered a point, yeah. Sorry to cut you, but you're offered a point on one hand, and then this is like a gamble. You could win, lose, draw on this. Like you going left or right?
We need to. I think we need to win this.
Okay,
game.
She's going left.
Yeah,
Just
sorry.
don't shoot me.
You would take a draw? You're
if
nervous.
you offered me a point today, if I had my coaching hat on, we box cleverly, we live to fight another day. With my fans cap, I'm with you in that I want 3 points today. I think I don't really like to subscribe to all this. It's a statement win and all of that. But like speaking about us Arsenal fans and how we feel about our club, I would feel for me it's a statement win because you got revenge on Liverpool. You've obviously seen City's game and you've just taken it in stride and done your thing. You know, the players will rise to the occasion. Obviously, more points on the board. So a part of me doesn't want to. And if we were to draw, Jess, for me, it's how we do it. It's like if we have the Chelsea game where start to finish, we weren't really at it, or you know, for an 89 minutes we were shit, and then they're winning 1-0 and we bag it equalizer, I'll be vexed. If we're fucking going for it and we're looking all right and then we draw, then it kind of is what it is. But
I don't know. I just feel like one of these games need to end in a win for us. And I think because obviously you don't have
to do a double over us. That's unthinkable.
Yeah, I just don't. You know, we went to Anfield and didn't really show our best, but we accepted that because it was the beginning of the season. We played against City at home and played games for the first 45 minutes, went behind, and then drew in the last couple of seconds and accepted that. I just feel like we need to win one of these. I feel it doesn't take the pressure off, but it propels you forward. I feel like it puts wind in your sails, you know, and I just can't imagine, you know, how good of a start to January. I mean, we've already played one, but like, would it be to do this one, you know, knowing the games that we have coming later on in this month? I think it just has to be this one, but I get that Arteta's not really a big gambler either. I would imagine that if we're drawing and it's kind of tight, we'll manage the game and take that point. I just wonder how frustrating that could potentially end up being. It will be more frustrating for the fans, I think. I think we've seen it too many times, I feel.
And I think we're excited, and don't get it twisted. I think us fans should be, but I think because we're so on winning, anything less than winning, we might be a tad irrational. That being said, I think we're all in agreement. Form goes out the window, but we're up here, they're down there. We want revenge. We want to make headwinds on City. We just want to win games. We're not going to be at the Emirates for a hot minute after this. So I hear it. Do you think the atmosphere plays a part? Because I had Kenny Ken and DJB. They're obviously match going fans. They're there all the time. I don't really care about the atmosphere because if I was a player, I think you just got to go out there and do the job. But then separately, we all know Arsenal Football Club, we've never been during this Emirates era, the noisy kind of thing. I do think the players feed off that energy and vice versa. But like for you, do you think the Tifo and all that makes anything? Because we did it against Villa and it might have got something.
Yeah, I think the atmosphere was really good against Villa. And I think you can sense it when the fans are nervous. I feel like the boys,
100%.
They're nervous, you know, so we have to do our part. And I know that doesn't sound that great coming from somebody that's not at the game, but I do think whatever nervousness or whatever, we need to set it aside and create a good atmosphere because it can only help. You know, I feel like, yeah, it can only help.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Like it can generally only help. Any little advantage you can get, you're going to take it in it type of thing. And one thing I think goes under the radar is Arteta is a passion merchant. He don't really G up the fans, but you can see him doing that. A couple of our players are passion merchants, Magalhaes and Saliba. Any little advantage you can get, I'm on that. Like I've said to you before, Jess, I don't think we're ever gonna be the noisiest football club, but I dream of a world where people look at us like Newcastle away, for example. The only way we get that is obviously the atmosphere and just making ourselves that kind of place. I did want to ask you something. Where's that comment gone, man? There was a very good comment. Your comments gone, but they were asking about. Someone was asking about like the emotion. Oh, there it is. Big up, Josh. Question: is there any way of calming fan? No, that's not it. They were asking about the expectation. Josh, where was your comment, man? Josh made a comment about like our psychological. There we go. Almost done myself. How can players avoid external/emotional pressure of the weight of expectations of ending the title drought? I don't think some fans realize the massive pressure of ending such a drought. Well, you wouldn't be at Arsenal Football Club if you didn't believe you could do that, and you should want to do that. But what do you make of that, Jess?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's the pressure is just there. The pressure is what it is. You know, there's pressure to win, and then there's pressure to win at Arsenal after 20 something years of not winning it before. The pressure is there, but they have experience now. It's not like they have like 10 years of experience, but they have experience in title races now. So I feel like the pressure it's there. And I think it's just how you manage it. The pressure is not going anywhere and it'll only get worse. So you're having a really good opportunity. And that's why it's important to take one of these opportunities and give yourself a little bit of breathing room so you can just kind of like play. You really don't want it to get back down to like 2 going into a game at the Etihad. You really don't want that. Set yourself up, you know, and I feel like at this point, there was, you know, last season with Liverpool, when they kind of ran away with it, there were games where they could have fucked up and lost, and they didn't. They won them or got good results. And then eventually we just kind of gave up. You know, we just kind of gave up. And I don't think
it was the end, man.
Yeah, I think we need to think about it that way too. It's like put pressure on them to really decide if they really want to keep going, you know? So yeah, the pressure is there no matter what. That's it. The pressure is just there. I don't know how to relieve it for them without them winning. I would love to, but I can't.
I mean, if you don't want pressure, stay at home, innit? Which I'm not accusing any players of. This is a massive club. The shirt is heavy. I would also say, God forbid, but what's the worst that can happen? So, like, you don't win the title. It's not like you're a doctor and you make a mistake and someone dies. Plus, there's nothing that they can say, because this is how I look at my life. There's nothing they can say about you boys this year that they haven't said the last whatever years. Bottlers, the manager, this, that, the third. So you should let that, like, that should be vindicating. That should relieve you. That should be it. Like, and because I'm not being funny, all of you are good players. You look around, you're not just a good player. Rice is there, Saliba's there, Gabriel's there. Whether you're a squad player or not, like, people are there. Talented young players like Dalman, Nwaneri, and Lewis Skelly. We're not the biggest and baddest until we obviously own it, but the evidence is there, really. You lot have competed well. You've competed well against some big clubs. Nothing's won. There's 5 months left of the season, but there's nothing you can do. The one thing I would say on that, Jess, is God forbid, but if we don't win the Premier League, I don't know where we go in terms of the manager and psychologically how the players pick them up from there. But now's not the time for any of that, in my opinion. Like, it really isn't. Like, there's nothing else. And yeah, we have a good record against the big six, but that's a cop-out. We have had at times a conservative approach in big games, man, which sometimes, if we put the handbrake down a bit, we might have got somewhere. If we smelt blood the same way Slot did at the Anfield, it could have went left, but we could have won. And nobody can convince me, City at the Emirates, if we done that, we would have won.
You know what it is? To me, it's the difference between being a really, really good team and a great team. I just feel like there's an element of like, you do this repeatable pattern, and we do a lot of repeatable patterns that's good enough for us to pretty much beat everyone. And we have this good record against the big six because of these repeatable patterns and how we play and all that kind of stuff. But at some point, you need to take destiny into your own hands. Like,
exactly,
you can do the law of averages as much as you want. If we beat this team and we beat these teams and we add those points together and we do just about this and we do just about that, we should. But there's always a moment in the title race where somebody just decides to take it.
You seize the future for yourself.
Yeah, you have to. And so that's where those big games make a difference. It's not going to be taking a game against Everton or taking a game against Bournemouth. It's going to be one of these. It's going to be one of these. And it doesn't just shift the points. It shifts the mentality of our team. And it also gets into the psyche of the other team. Like, damn, they're fucking serious. Again, if City watch us today after dropping points, beat Liverpool, they'll think, who else can possibly take points off of them? Where we were counting on Liverpool. They are counting on Liverpool today. If they can't count on Liverpool, who can they count on? Who can they count on? So at some point, I guess the Big Six record is great because it's shown how much we've grown and what our baseline is. But the reason why we haven't won anything is because beyond that Big Six record, we don't seize that one moment. We don't push, and we don't.
The smaller must-win games, we shoot ourselves in the foot, man.
Exactly, and so we got to do it at some point. We gotta snatch it. This could be it.
And if not now, whenever. Like if we don't do it now, whenever. Can I ask you this, yeah? How do I make this make sense? Like, I kind of know the answer, yeah, but like, if we win today, do you think Arsenal fans will believe we've won the league? It's a twofold question, because if we lose today, do you also think they will say we've lost the league? Because I do watch a lot of other content, and it does feel a bit too white and black.
I think some people will go into their we've lost it. You know, I do think there's always people that are ready, like you said, to crash out. We will have lost the league. You know, the people were saying it after Chelsea, after Sunderland. They'll say it today as well if we do not win it. But I think in terms of will Arsenal fans think we've won it, I think there'll be more belief. But I'm going to be honest, this fan base has so much trauma and so much.
We're emotional as well, man.
I think there's obviously always people that take it too far. And those people get focused on, and then all of us have to suffer with Arsenal fans already think they won. There's the majority
of us for the millions of us.
The majority of us are still going to be nervous. Trust and believe. We will be.
I'm nervous until the last day of the season, until it's mathematically confirmed. If it's mathematically confirmed, there's a lot of factors that we haven't considered. I like what we're doing. My challenge to the boys now is, you've been okay by your own standards. You've been okay, but now it's time to be good. And I dare I say, even great. There's going to be many twists and turns, bumps and bruises. I wanted to ask you this as well. What do you feel about City's injury situation to their centre halves? And is that a valid excuse? I did a watch along yesterday for City versus Brighton. They look like they're missing those. We never got no excuses, so I don't know, but I want to know your thoughts on such, man.
I mean, sorry. Like, what do you want me to say? Fuck you. Shit. We've gone through.
No one cares when it was us, man.
Alan back for 2 seasons with our injuries. I don't care, because you also have luckily got these injuries during the January transfer window. You know, if these had happened a month later, you'd be down Schitt's Creek. You would be in so much trouble. But luckily, you can spend your way out of the problem like you always do. So, no, I don't. Sorry, you know. Nobody cared. I remember watching people celebrate Gabrielle's injury.
Horrible.
Like in broad daylight.
Horrible, man.
It with boldness. Like, I've never heard people do it before. But I was like, damn, we're actually celebrating. Like, we needed to slow down.
Wow.
We needed to slow down. We needed to slow down. That surely set piece is gone. So I don't give a damn. And you know what? Go tell Gahey you want to stay in London and you want to play with the Bible boys. You know, like, we're more like you. You know, you would fit better with us. You know, go hijack. Fuck it.
I know you're dying to speak about Gurhey, so we might as well, man. What did you make of these links before we went live anyways? Like, do we when I last asked you, you told me we didn't need a defender. Now you're on the Gurhey thing. I told you, bring this guy, man.
It's not even like just, I mean, I like Gahey. I rate him. I think he's a good player. I just want to fuck over Pep. I'm sorry. Like, it's really coming from like a very nasty spirit. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just want you not to have something that you desperately need. Like, you desperately need Gahey. He's probably like the only good player available that you can go get. But also, we keep getting injuries back there, and it would be nice to have somebody to just stabilize things. Like, if this means that we make it even more likely that we win the league, why wouldn't we do this? Like, I know that
we need right back shift as well.
Yeah, I know we need goals. Like, we always need goals. We always feel like we need goals. But watching Timber and Hincapié back there fighting for their life child, I was like, yeah, nah. You know, so I wouldn't mind this. I know City are going to be pushing it, you know, and wanting this.
Do you think we act now, though? or when you become a free, because you know our club. I'm not saying we wouldn't. It depends on the price, because everybody's aware that he's running out or his contract's running out. But in 5-6 months, he's going to be free. Surely Arsenal are telling him, if anything, listen, relax on the City thing. We're going to link up in the summer. Free agent, we got you.
Get in his head. I don't care what it is. I don't know what you need to do. Either you come to us now or you come to us in the summer, but don't go to City. Like, you just must, you know, and I would push it. Saka, Eze, Madueke, Timber,
Lewis Kelly,
Louis
anyone.
Kelly, talk, text,
Maybe even Rice. Not even maybe. Yeah. Declan, chat to him. Everybody.
Get in his head. Just tell him, we got a spot for you. Like, and taking away like the banter side of it and just being mean to Pep, I'm sorry, but he's a really good player with a good mentality. You can never have too many of those. You can never have too many of those, you know? So, yeah. And I know that obviously, like, he would want to start at City and stuff, but it's about the long term, honey. Don't you want to be around your people? Don't you want to stay in London? Like, do all that.
Culture club.
Yeah, do that. So, yeah. And there's plenty of minutes to go around.
And then even that as well, just like you said, there's plenty of minutes to go around. We've seen injuries. We saw two of our biggest games last season. You know, forget City, the 2 against Madrid. We didn't have our strongest team. If he wants to stay in London, I make you right. I actually think it's quite even with Arsenal and City. Obviously, City are City. Pep Guardiola's Pep. They've been there, done it with a t-shirt. You're not guaranteed to start, provided your centre halves necessarily ahead of Diaz or Guardiola as much as Saliba and Gabriel. You might be able to start at Munich. Don't know what's going on there. You have been linked with Real Madrid. Give or take, Van Dijk's not going to be there forever. Konate probably goes on a free. Liverpool's also a big club. I can understand it. But I'm with you. The man's 25. It's a free agent. You got all your Arsenal boys here. I'm all for it. If you were to try and grab him in January, though, how much would you be looking to part with? And like, would you, if it was actually up to you and you had the money and you was better, would you actually do this in January? Like, would this be one of your priorities?
This, based on our back line and the amount of injuries, like, you can guarantee that Ben White is going to struggle with injuries still. Timber is still like kind of on the red line. God forbid something, like, we have to really think about this. If something happens to Saliba or Gabriel, we're in trouble. We know that. We've seen what it looks like when we don't have them. It wasn't pretty. We survived it just about. And I know that it's like, surely the injuries are gone, but you don't know that. So why not just prep yourself? Unfortunately, Calafiori is also incredibly injury prone. We cannot rely upon him. We're talking about like 3 players that we're relying upon now that are not reliable. So yeah, I get it. It's like, why would you bring him in? You already have so many defenders. You already have so much blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's like, if this is what helps us not capitulate, then I would do it. He's used to the league. He's a leader. And one thing I'll say, because we didn't really talk about it, ever since Gabriel has come back, I just feel like Hincapié just looks so much more comfy at left back. I don't know if I want to see him at center back anymore.
But I said this to you last time. I was like, I remember me speaking to you, and I said I have to hold my own hands up because I felt ironically, he's been linked with Leverkusen as well. But when Hincapié was at Leverkusen, I think I had to hold myself accountable because I said to you on the stream, I was like, he doesn't move like a 23-year-old. He don't look 23. He's obviously been on the scene for a minute, all of that. When he's come to Arsenal now, he does remind me vaguely, very different, but certain mannerisms and actions of a young Magalhaes. Now, granted, he's learning the language, his teammates, the leagues. That's where I'm with you. I prefer him kind of at left back. I do think he goes to sleep at centre half. I never thought I'd say this, but I prefer Calafiori as a centre half before Hincapié. So you are right on that. I do agree with that. I think Hincapié is like a loose spirit at left back, innit? I do like him. He's a warrior, but you're bang on the money.
Yeah, it's just because the thing is I actually prefer, like, between Hincapié and Calafiori, I actually prefer Calafiori at left center back, but he's not reliable for either position, even though I prefer him over Hincapié.
He gives you so much at left back.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I like, and this is not to say I do not like Hincapié. I think he did a good job, but it was really far away from what we know. And what makes us special and so good is that center back pairing, and we'll never be able to recreate it with anyone else. But can we get closer to it with someone else? And can we hurt Pep in the process?
And you see what I not like about Gurhi? it's gonna sound dumb, but he don't do things above his pay grade. Obviously, he's good on the ball, all that stuff. But sometimes you see centre backs or players in general, they'll try a pass, and God loves a trier, so keep trying. But you ain't got that. You never see him showing off. He's just keeping it basic. And I'm more attracted to what he might be able to do at right back. If I'm brutally honest, like I'm attracted to see what that could be.
Well, if you have him, then, you know, Rice doesn't suffer the knee injury and he doesn't have to play back there. And Rice did a good job. But yeah, but listen, it's up to Berta and Arteta and all that. I'm sure City will try to sway him and all that kind of stuff. But, you know.
Do you think that spells the end of Ben White then? Or do you think Ben White's probably on his last legs, unfortunately, anyways, past this season? Or not?
It's tough with Ben because there's times where when he comes back, he does things, then it's like, now I remember why I loved you. Like I remember, you know, who you were. But even after I would watch some of our highlights and then, you know, how it automatically goes to something else. And then it showed me the 5-0 against Chelsea at home. And Ben White was so good in that game. That's one of his best games in the Arsenal shirt. I don't know post the injuries that he's had, if he can ever be that again. And I wonder if what's the level of Ben now? And is that good enough for what we want to do? Can he actually stand in for Timber? Because Timber is he's like a best right back in the league, world-class player. How close is Ben to that? And can he even keep up his fitness to even give us enough consistency for us to see where he's at? That's what I'm scared with. And also Ben is not the youngest. He might be one of the older of the group that we brought in.
Like 26, 27 now. I stand corrected, but that time does go on. But let me see.
Yeah, because like I think is Gabriel not 28?
28.
Yeah, and now Ben is 28.
Time flies, man.
Yeah, time flies really quickly. So maybe it is an opportunity to bring in somebody like a Gahey and move Ben on in the summer. You don't want to get too late, especially with the injuries and all that. But I mean, I feel like that's just like that's a long way to go. And I'm not saying 28 is old, but I'm saying for playing and to play at the highest level, I'm just saying 28 in terms of, do we want to renew him? Do we want to sell? Things like that. That's all I'm really saying. But
how much do you think we'll get for him as well? Bearing in mind we paid 50 for him when he came many years ago.
We can sell him to another Premier League team for like 25-30 million, I think. I don't think we'll get more than that, you know, but I would take that, you know. I love Ben, but if he can't get up to the level and he can't be a suitable stand-in for Timber, then
you really think he can't be a suitable stand-in for Timber?
Not if you're not fit.
Yeah, but we've done that to him, though. I hear you. You're not wrong, but we played him into the ground this year. We played him historically into the ground. He's been in that weird thing where you are behind. You had injuries in preseason. You are second choice to Timber, so you're not going to get that continuity by playing in it. When you do get your chance, you have to take it. Like I remember we were doing a stream. For the life of me, I can't remember the game yet, but me and you probably spent about 10 minutes, to be fair. When he played in the Champions League, we were like, boy, you know what? He looked rusty. Arteta was onto him on the sidelines or whatever. But like, should we really give up? Clearly, I've got too much of an affiliate. I've got a lot of time for Ben White, but does it have to go this way? It's sounding like the summer, Ben. It's been real mighty.
It's a sentimental thing. And this is coming from somebody that would just prefer Ben to just be fit enough and just do the thing because I love him. And I thought he'd just retire at Arsenal. Fuck it. Nacho Monreal type shit. I mean, he didn't retire, but like just like a kind of like a
long serviceman.
Yeah, serviceman kind of thing. But I just wonder in the direction like a Berta would go in. We haven't really seen what Berta looks like in selling mode. So we'll see this summer.
They want 35 million for Gurhey, by the way. Well, John Cross is saying it would be somewhat like a similar fee. So I don't think we're going to go in that. It does say we remain big admirers. There'll be no shortage of takers. Before I ask you some other stuff, BG has said, Jess, I asked this on DG stream yesterday. Did we miss out on Semenyo?
Did we miss out on Semenyo? I mean,
how can you miss out on someone you didn't go for? Even though I get what they're trying to say.
Technically, I mean, you can say that, yeah, kind of, you know.
But we do need a left
player, but we still need one. But I kind of feel like Semenyo will probably do well at Man City, and maybe this will sound stupid, but I kind of want to get somebody at a higher level. I feel like it's not that Semenyo is at a low level, but I feel like he's kind of like that Premier League standard. We know he's going to work level. But I kind of feel like I want to do something bigger and get somebody better. But
if money's no object, who?
I mean, I'm liking the rumors around like Yildiz and these kind of guys. Like, I just feel like we need something a little bit more. We just need something different, you know. But Semenyo's a good player, and he probably would have worked at Arsenal, and he definitely proved me wrong in terms of being more than just like a one season kind of guy.
Proved a lot of people wrong.
But I'm just trying to look up something really quick, because how much better has Semenyo been than Trossard this season? Do you know?
Nah, Trossard's been better than him, man. I don't know for statistically, but I'm Trossard's been the guy, man. He's been one of the best players at this club and one of the best players in an Arsenal shirt, full stop. I mean, I would have taken Semenyo. I wish we got Semenyo in the summer. I said this on the stream with you. I thought I like what Berta did. 8 players is great. I thought 9, I would have been great. I hear you on the yield at this point, but I just don't think it would work at Arsenal if you're going to ask him to play off that left, man. Like, you're not going to get the best out of him in that role.
Isn't he more of like a central player too? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's why City want him. I don't think he's going to play off of the wing that much. I think he's going to basically replace Marmoush. I think Marmoush is probably, I think with somebody like Marmoush, because
I want to get involved in that.
Pep is not like desperate to play a 2-striker system, so he can use Semenyo as a number 9, but also play him on the wing with Haaland if he needs to. Marmoush is like, you have to change the system to get him in there. And right now they're trying to play different. They want to get Foden and Cherki and all these guys in the team. So it's hard for Marmoush. I think he's suffering the same way that Julian Alvarez did. It's kind of like the same thing. They can't figure out how to utilize this player. So Semenyo works for them in that way, and that's good for them. But I really think we need like a high quality left winger that's just like, we need to go over. Like, Semenyo's kind of somebody that we could get and he would make us better, but who's going to make us like, we need to go further.
Who's going to do the Declan Rice thing, left wing, essentially?
Yeah, exactly. I think we need bigger and better, you know.
But so that's where I'm looking at not only Andrea Berta, because obviously his record shows it. Like, I'm sure we've just got this Napoli guy, that guy that got Carrot Skeeler and Hamsik before he was known, and Koulibaly, and the list goes on. Obviously, me and you could sit here and talk about household names, and if Arsenal bought Semenyo, Leao, whoever, Rodrigo, we might be sad, we might be happy. I would love us to go down that route. But I genuinely believe there's players everywhere that before these guys get their names, they've got to be somewhere in it. So I do think on one hand, we probably got to do a better job doing that. Like, find a Mo Salah before he's Salah at Liverpool, or like when Liverpool got him. Find that Mane when he's at Southampton. Because I really think if we could get left wing sorted, we'd be great. Let's part the left wing stuff off, though. I did want to ask you, and if you ain't seen this before, Jess, Arsenal are in discussions with Kai Havertz regarding a contract extension. The proposed 1-year addition would extend his current deal, set to expire in 28 to 29. Early talks have not included any mention of a salary increase. Positive progress reported as the club looks to secure the German international's long-term future. Talk to me. What was the first thing that grabbed your attention as you was either listening to me read that or seeing that? Like, give us all your thoughts, man.
I guess.
You seem like you don't want it. You don't want this to happen slightly.
I don't know. And
I just thought you'd be buzzing over this slightly, to be fair. Damn.
Arteta, so I should have known this. I'm not going to crash out over it. It is what it is. We still need a striker. We still need a striker. Yeah, we still need a striker. We need a striker. What the fuck?
I can't believe that, bro. She's killing. Her face is killing me. I did not expect that reaction. I thought she was gonna say, "Yeah, the wages ain't that bad. It does surprise me about an extension. It's only 1 year. We don't necessarily need to do it. What if you get that strike or Gyökeres is banging? What happens with him in midfield?" I thought she would be talking about like how like Odegaard, they're Arteta's guy. Bro, meme worthy. That is meme worthy. I've never seen Jesse's face like that.
You know what it is with him? It's like other people can see more than I can with him. I see a serviceable player. I see somebody that plays a role. kind of like the Marinos, plays a role, can do certain things as a tactical use, things
He's
like
definitely not
that.
a terrible player, but he's a spare part.
Yeah, he's so, you know what? I'm not going to yuck some other people's yum. If you love this, I love that for you.
So you know what it is with Kai, yeah, and it's nothing to do with Kai. I do think, and I have thought this last season, and I did think it with when we was linked with Sesko. Obviously, Gyökeres isn't helping the case. I think some move like he's mad shit, and then there's some just that got this guy as this mythical unicorn of Dennis Bergkamp and Van Persie together. Like, what? What I would say though is the fact that the salary hasn't been increased, I think is a bit of cap. It probably would. It'd be a bit interesting. I did think either Kai Havertz or Gabriel Jesus, owing to the wages, might be moved on. As you said, he's a serviceable player, and Mikel Arteta likes him. And I like Kai. He's done his thing, right? I just wondered that if in an ideal world, Gyökeres finds his shooting boots, obviously Eze, Odegaard, them man in midfield got it locked down. I wonder if Berta will have a bit of not beef, but a bit of to and from with Arteta in that he's a good player, but we can find another versatile, serviceable player for significantly less sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
I just don't
it's
see.
interesting.
I don't really get it, but that's just me. Like, I get some people really swear by this player. Fine. That's cool. I just don't see it. And I just feel like at the top end, we really need to get this right. It feels like we're kind of still shooting, and missing the target with these players. And I know with Kai, it was never about bringing in a 20 goal per season striker. But we bought Jesus, we bought him. Now we have Gyökeres. At some stage, I feel like
Banduli footballers, I can't lie.
So yeah, but I get why Arteta really likes him. I see his qualities and like what he brings to the team, and I'm excited for him to come back because we can't even kick the ball long and have somebody hold it up. That's one of his better qualities, is like you can actually kick it up to him and he can, bring it down and find our wingers and stuff. But when am I going to be talking about somebody that just
scores goals, man?
Yeah, and that's not just about Havertz either. That's about Gyökeres.
Everyone.
So, yeah, it just is what it is, with him. And I'm excited to see him back on the pitch.
You sound it. Side note, but we've gone over Eze. But Arteta did say Eze's desire has gone to another level after not playing. He does sound like Pep Guardiola when he does that.
Arteta's so fucked. He's just, but he's going to be asked about Eze every single day. He has his little response, and they've had their talks, so it is what it is. Also, I see like a comment in here, not to go like to a different direction, but
what?
Like Jay the Long Way says, like we should have went for Ekitike.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the Ekitike thing is
hindsight's lovely, but 100.
Yeah, you can't go back, but the striker market this past summer was actually abysmal, and probably the two best strikers on the market went to one team for big money. So you have to look at the market. It's not looking good. Like, it's really not. Like, it hasn't changed that much from last season. I know there's always gems, but in terms of the type of striker that we're looking for, which is like an Abba type of guy that's going to just like bang in the goals and do stuff or whatever, those players, I don't really know if those players exist. So I kind of think Arsenal are just kind of buying their time. They bought Gyökeres to kind of maybe, and it hasn't quite worked out yet. So I understand that as well, that Kai works until we get somebody who can do it. The only other player that I see out there is like an Alvarez, but would he want to come back to England? How much it would cost? Would Atletico Madrid let him go?
Do you even want to leave sunny Spain for England after you won everything?
So, yeah, but
did you take Vlahovic on a free transfer?
No.
What if Arteta wants him? He did want him before.
I mean, Arteta's wanted tons of players I haven't wanted. There's nothing I can do. Once he wants the player, it is what it is. But
like Mudryk, thank the Lord this man walked in, and big him up for being December's player of the month, man.
I love Trossard. Like Trossard down. Like, for the amount that we paid for him, what we've gotten from him, the end product, it's just fabulous. Like, player. Every good team has one of these. I know people are like, he's like our Freddie Ljungberg. I kind of think of him more of like a Will Tord type player. I just think like elite teams have these players just like chilling in the wings.
This is why I wanted him to stay, man. This is why I wanted him to stay. And apparently he actually wanted to extend his contract beyond 2027. Arteta agreed and he signed a pay rise and told him he'd be a squad player. It hasn't actually gone beyond that. So that leads me to ask you, £40 million bid, if assuming his season continues this, £40 million bid next season or in pre-season or whatever, are you selling Trossard?
We need
are
to
you selling why it's high?
Here, this is the thing. It's like,
You're
in theory,
yes,
but I really I need Trossard to win something with this club before we get rid of him. I just need him to get his cult hero status. He can't get it without winning something. You know, I think he deserves that.
Without it.
But we do, I feel like, need something new on that left wing. And I don't know. I mean, listen, there's other players there also that you can maybe move on as well. So
I can't lie, man. If I'm honest, I'll be open to offers for Trossard. That doesn't mean necessarily moving them on, but considering the, future proofing and all that, Martinelli, Trossard, Kai Havertz, Jesus, there's Marino. I wouldn't cry if you stay. And I actually, me, I wanted Martinelli and Trossard to stay and bring in a left winger, so we had that kind of depth. But I understand it's a needs must. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if Trossard's form was to continue and we didn't sell him, and next season he's thinking up the place, you know how it goes. Oh, we should have got rid of him, man. We should have done this and that. And I do recognize that if we win the league, I can't say I'm going to advocate 6-7 players leaving, bringing in the next 6-7, because you will kind of see a team that looks like that. I think we're getting to that point to be a bit cute and clever. Would you take Bacola as well, completely off topic, because he is linked with a move away from PSG? I only ask you that because I would, but it's one of them just where I think if we signed him, people would have him on a level that he's not yet. Like, if you think you're frustrated with Martinelli, he's better than Martinelli. You'd be frustrated by him also, but where do you stand on that?
I would. Because you know what? Like, they're not on the same level. I think Barcola's on a higher level than Madueke.
Yeah. 100%.
But in that same way where you have a player that can just unlock defenses with their trickery, and also he has pace and we have no pace up front. Zero, nothing, no speed except for like Martinelli. So I know people like Barcola is just Madueke, but I would love to have Madueke. I would like to have a Madueke player on the left, because that's kind of where we need something.
Big up Nwaneri, man. Why are people buying him? Like, it's not that big.
Yeah, I would, understanding that he's frustrating. He's not going to score every single chance, but he strikes fear into the defense. And I don't, with his pace, I feel like that's something we're still missing, where teams are just like, fuck, like, this player is just going to run down there. Like, we don't really have that,
That fullback isn't going to gamble going forward, because if he gets caught.
Yeah. So of course I would. I like either one of Barcola or Yildiz, and I think that's the level that we need to be looking at. Young players with a really high ceiling that are already performing really well in Europe. Like, that's what we need.
That's what we need. But do your thing. Couple more things to go over just very briefly. Bournemouth have been linked with Nwaneri. It seems like Nwaneri's not really on it. He's understood that he wants to stay. Do you think he should go Bournemouth? Do you think his education is best served, obviously, staying at Arsenal, training and stuff? Or like, where are you at with him? I know I ask you this every week.
I think he should stay. I think we just went through a period of time where we weren't playing good enough, and there wasn't any other competitions for him to really play in. I know that he could have probably started against Crystal Palace, but that ended up being a difficult game, so I think he should stay. I'm not really on this whole, like, Ethan has to go on a loan thing. I think people just want him to go on a loan so that he could do well somewhere else, and then they can beat Mikel over the head with it.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't see why we would do that. With the injuries that we've had, we could go from what we have now to zero very quick. I don't want him to go, and I'm glad he doesn't really want to. So
I see the pros and cons personally. Just like, I don't feel there's a pressing need to go on loan. Like, the man is 18, you're learning and whatnot. But the right loan, like, in theory, Bournemouth, I think it makes sense. They play pressing football, as that man says there. They play attractive football. Areola's a good coach. I do think, to a degree, there's no substitution for playing games. Minutes are currency, but it has to be too good of like, if I was Arteta, it has to be too good of an opportunity where I sit there and go, you know what? Go and get X amount of games, come back next season. If it's not that, because you do see man go on loan, they play the first 2-3 games, They might, the formation has to be a factor. If we see him as a centre mid, but the other manager only sees him as a right winger, and he's not quite doing that, you know yourself, Jess. Don's placed on the bench. That's it. So it depends, man. It depends. I would say, though, I don't really want to be in this situation with Nwaneri in particular this time next year. So I think, and they probably will, Arteta and him, they'll have an honest conversation. And if it's not looking like you can truly break in this year, because you got to remember he's 18, 19, go elsewhere, go play football. And there's also the flip side. These men will play bare games, get injuries. And I love Smith Rowe. Me and you used to have a lot of banter about him. But once you get them little big injuries, it feels like you're on that merry-go-round. So, yeah. And you're behind some good players. You're behind Eze, 60-odd million England international. Odegaard, big money signing compared to you for 30-odd, captain of your country. Marino's playing in that role. It might make people sick. Havertz is playing there before him. So these are the factors that are going against you, man. But this is what we wanted. We wanted quality players that can't buy minutes. A man that got a hat-trick and arguably isolated to the 90 minutes in the North London derby, the best standout potentially of 90 minutes this season, can't get a minute. But this is Arsenal fans, stop acting brand new. I'm not going to ask you about this, but briefly, how do you feel, though, about this? Arsenal will be the first top-flight team in history to play away in 4 comps in 10 days. That's going to be a big test, surely, They're
trying to kill us, yo. But here's the thing. It's like, compartmentalizing it just a little bit, like Portsmouth, we should be rotating, so it shouldn't be that bad. Chelsea, you'll play a strong team. Nottingham Forest, you'll play a strong team. So you're in London against Chelsea. It's not that bad of like a ride or whatever.
Yeah. Forest, one part of London to the other.
You got to go somewhere. And then Inter, the best thing we could have done was to be serious at the beginning of the Champions League. I know we're going, top teams against each other, and we're going to want to keep our top spot and all that. But not winning against Inter Milan at this phase is not going to kill us. I think we could rotate ever so slightly in that game as well. So I don't think it's that bad. I'll be real.
I'm with you. It's just more. If it is that, it's more of the backdrop of we've had a lot of games already. This is just more games. Like it's not. I'm not really scared of this isolated 4 games. Although the only one I'm really, for what it's worth, the only game that I'm nervous about is actually Nottingham Forest away. Portsmouth, with the greatest of respect, we got to earn the right to win. We should be winning that. Chelsea, my thoughts, Jess. Every year that we do streams, we don't win at Stamford Bridge on Vex. Should be winning that. You made the comment, which I second with Inter. It's just really Forest, man, if I'm honest. What do you make of Yan Diomande? Apparently, we're considering a move for the RB Leipzig winger. It'll take 100-odd million, and we're considering it for the summer.
What? Wait, any deal is expected summer only. Leipzig are willing to sell this month.
100 million euros, though. They just bought him. Credit to them, but trying to fleece.
Okay, you guys are going to hate me down, but I know you got everybody's Yan Diomande. Because he's playing in AFCON, he's doing his thing. I don't know him like that, so I can't really.
I'm not doing it for 100 million.
Yeah, I can't really add my tidbit, but
he's cold though.
I feel like there's always attacking talent out there, especially on the wings and stuff like that. You have to just know where to look.
He played in America as well, He went to America, Spain, and then he ended up here.
Oh, that's cool.
He's had a fucking interesting career still. Very interesting career. He's raw though, man. I don't know about no 100 million euros.
Yeah, 100 million. He's, like you're saying, he's raw. Could we not go get Barcola? Could we not get Yildiz? Whatever. But there's options, and I think that's a good thing. It's nice that we're looking at him, but I don't trust Leipzig. You guys know how I feel about the Bundesliga. It's just not.
Easy, I'm not gonna lie.
For me, it's so. But that's cute. It's nice to know that we're looking in that position.
Are you having Livramento?
Yeah, I am.
Would you humor me? Would you depending on the fee, like a certain fee, let's 30 million, let's say, and Ben White for Livramento? Would you do it?
Like swap?
Yeah, money and Ben White, and we get him.
What is he looking like after that ACL?
I can't lie. He's looking decent, man. I've got time for him, man. He's looking decent, man. He's put that stuff behind him. But Arsenal tax, we might never see Donny though.
We were linked to Livramento in the same summer that we were supposed to be getting Tielemans back then. That's a long time ago, but he's 23 and he has the versatility and all of that. Yeah. Love Ben. I would.
It's just the injuries, though, man, with Livermento and the Arsenal tax.
Yeah.
Illogical fear, but it's like, ooh. But Ben White
Yeah.
would get a good move. You join a big club in Newcastle. We get Livermento. It all depends on the fee if it's not a swap deal, though, man.
Yeah, I really like Livermento. I mean, I would take him like as a Ben White replacement at some point, you know, but we'll see. And
don't forget he's
Boston's
a
saying
left
that
back
he's
option
injury
as well.
prone, so you know, look at you. Look at you.
I have to ask you, you're the guest. This is why you're here. Like, are you entertaining these 52 million Rodrigo bid reports? You never know.
No, fuck him. No, fuck him. I'm done.
Why fuck him?
Because he's like, he's a tease. Like, he's not really like, oh, I want to stay. Oh no, don't know.
But can you blame him though? It's Real
No,
Madrid.
I don't blame him, but I blame us for going back. Like, I don't think we should go back, or even there. If you could potentially get a Yildiz or a Barcola, fuck him.
This guy needs to grow up a bit. Well, not even grow up, but cool. You're finally getting some game time now at Real Madrid. Let's move on. The only man that frustrates me more than this individual would probably be Nico Williams, if I'm completely honest with you. That's another one I don't want to
forgot about that knucklehead. I'm like, stay where you at.
My last thing for you then. Called him a knucklehead. Would you sign Diaz? Brahim Diaz. You're always linked with him. It's tabloid talk, clearly.
What? Like, the only reason why we're linked to him is because of, like, we always get linked to people that used to be at City at one point. Like, I'm okay on this. Play Ethan.
You don't rate him? I would have. I don't believe this, but I would have him. You know, I actually would have.
That's fair. That's fair. Like, I just don't.
I'd want someone else though.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm okay on it, to be honest. But, like, yeah.
No. And I guess my last question for you, Jess, do you honestly think we're gonna sign anyone this January?
No.
Fuck it. No hope. Not a defender, not alone. Nothing. No hope.
I would love for, like, the only player that can make me see is Gay, because we're obsessed with the defense. But that's it. Like, we just had to find some funds underneath the couch to scrape it together to get Gahey in because we love it. But no, I don't know.
I thought you was gonna be optimistic, man. I need someone to gas me about January signings.
It's January.
Season or second half of the season.
And we signed 8 players in the summer. So yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, maybe they surprised me in the summer. Maybe they'll surprise us in January.
I mean, when we've been crying out for players in January, we haven't acted. So I'm not going to hold my breath, man. Jess, it's been amazing. It always is with yourself. People, I can't imagine you're not following Jess, but make sure you're following Jess, aka She Knows Arsenal. Follow the TikTok and the Instagram and all of that good stuff. Before we get out of it, I'm going 3-1 Arsenal against Liverpool today, obviously. Where are you at?
2-1 Arsenal.
Goal scorers? Gyökeres.
I didn't mean
that. Damn, a girl laughed at it. Gyökeres, rise up Gyökeres now, man. Let's do this charity case shit. Gyökeres, if you need any motivation, it's that reaction still. But yeah,
Big Gabby. Big Gabby.
Okay, about to say we got
and Saka. Saka's gonna rise it today.
Let's come on, you Gunners, man. We have to, man. We win today. We're fucking laughing, man. We're fucking laughing. But on that note, people, we're gonna let Jess get out of here. We're gonna let you lot get out of here. Any famous last words, as I always do, Jess, before we go?
I will upload a match reaction after the Liverpool game, so stay tuned.
Live.
No,
live or
no.
Okay.
I have to go to the doctor.
I hope you're right.
I don't know if you knew. Like, I know you don't know this, because if you did know this, you would have made fun of me. And you never brought it up. And I was like, he doesn't know that when I went on my Nike trip, I got injured playing.
I'm not laughing. It's not funny, man. It's not funny. It's not funny. Well, what happened? Did you try to take a first touch?
It was the first touch, actually.
You're like Gyökeres. You can't buy it. Wait, what happened? Did you roll your ankle? What happened? Like, what happened?
I did my Achilles or something. It's so bad. Yeah, it's so bad.
Oh no, that's not funny. I actually hope you're all right, but fucking hell.
I got x-rays done while I was there, and they said I didn't tear or rupture it, but it's a really bad sprain. So yeah, like I gotta go to the podiatrist today. So
no, I hope you're all right.
I can't do it live. I'm okay.
And did someone record the footage? Like, please someone tell me.
No one recorded it, but it was in front of it was in front of Tati. It was really bad.
In front of who?
In front of Francisco Tati.
You embarrassed yourself in front of the legend.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, everybody was looking at me. All my friends were there. It was so bad. And then, yeah, it was just like, it was so bad.
Oh man, in front of royal football.
It was dark. And then when you Google it, like, it says like, oh, this happens a lot to 30 and 40-year-olds.
Yeah, man, put the football. Yeah, come, just leave the football before it leaves you, man. Come on, man.
I've fully left.
Retire, man. No, your first touch can't be that bad. We're rooting for you, man. We're rooting. Nobody make fun of Jess. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're following. Her match reaction, first touch or no first touch, will be out after the Liverpool game. Fucking hell.
Dark.
People.
It's dark. It's dark.
You're fucking shit at football. People smash their likes. Just pick up yourself.